Our first exercise in today's recommended daily activity video is the single leg stance. We're going to focus a little bit more on lower body, so let's get ready. Single leg stance, we'll have Risa start in her standing posture, shift her weight over and pick one leg up. Take that hip, weight into that side of the hip that's anchored to the floor, and just keep that leg in a position that's comfortable but slightly uncomfortable. Going comfortable, being uncomfortable with balance is really the name of the game. You have to be just a little bit off-centered, working toward maintaining your stability. I'm sure me talking at Risa right in her face right now is what's creating this overload, creating a little more challenge. If she wanted to, she could pick her knee up a bit higher to hold the challenge, and there's lots and lots of ways that you can mix up your coordination for training single leg stance. You can rest. We'll do 30 seconds on the other side. Ready, set, and go. If you are interested in learning more about how to train your balance, check out my Neuromotor training program. What we're looking at here for Risa is that she's maintaining her core engagement and her glute engagement primarily. There's no option but to engage those feet and ankle muscles, thigh muscles. They're all working. The hip and the core are also going through reactionary processes and corrective processes to maintain her stability. And if you need to, use your arms and take this a little bit easier on yourself. Go ahead and rest. Single leg stance, always a fun one. Then we're going to move into our forward, back foot movements, footwork pattern. We'll do 15 seconds of each, so you stay facing this way. Use the lines on the floor here to show them. She's going to lead with her left leg first, forward, back. Let's begin. So it's just a quick little choppy step. We're using these as kind of preparation for when you need stutter steps throughout your life. You have another 5 seconds leading with that foot. And you can go as fast or as slow as you like. Go ahead and lead with the other foot now. Right leg lead. Very good. So we'll stop that, we'll reset, and we'll start leading with the other foot. You can take bigger steps to make it harder. You could take faster steps to make it harder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and turn toward the camera. We're going to go out, in. Same thing, left leg lead first, out, in, out, in. Out, in. There it is. Say it out in your head and it'll help you. What you see from the front here is that Rice is pretty well staying centered, though her hips are moving away and back into the midline. So she wants to stay centered. Go ahead and switch. You got me going here. Switch to right leg lead. Very good. Scoot back a little bit here. Watch out for the chair there. Good job. Just like we're showing here, gotta know your environment when you're working on footwork. 3, 2, 1. Very good. Couple footwork patterns to get your heart rate elevated there. We're going to do our hamstring curl and hold. So this one is a challenging position. You're just holding it. She's just going to step up to the side. She'll grab something to be a bit more stable for this one. She's going to curl the heel back toward the ceiling behind her. And then she's going to try to achieve thigh alignment here. Most cases, the hip flexor to quadricep is going to be so tight that it's going to pull that knee forward. So you need to squeeze your butt, push your knee underneath you, and squeeze that hamstring as high as you can get that foot to squeeze. Probably be there another 5 seconds. Squeeze the back side of the thigh. Try to keep good alignment. And you can rest. Turn it around. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Another common compensation that's going to happen here. Good. Squeeze and hold. Feeling it right there in the thigh. You may feel a little bit in the back of your knee or in the calf. When that hip flexor gets so tight and quadricep gets so tight from the seated position and day-to-day life, instead of curling through the hamstring and the knee, the back will arch. So I really want you to suck and tuck and make sure that you're maintaining good pelvic positioning here. I'm sure we're close to our 30 seconds. 3, 2, good ankle alignment, everything nice and straight. You can rest. The next exercise is actually the exact same position, but it's facilitated, it's passive, and it's going to be more of a stretch for the thighs. So let's go ahead with that left side up on the chair. You can start with your toes either pointed behind you or underneath you, as Risa has here. This would be a little bit easier pointed behind you, and if they're underneath you, you're elevating that leg a little bit more. So we're going to start that stretch. If it's too much of a stretch, then obviously you could start with a lower surface that you're putting your foot on, maybe a step or a stool rather than a chair. If it's not enough of a stretch, we need to increase our activation or our effort toward it. So she's going to tighten her belly and push her hip forward. That pushing and extending of that hip forward is going to elongate these tissues in the front of the thigh. We'll hold it for another 5. Remember, stretching exercises. Breathe a little bit deeper. Switch sides, same thing, opposite side. I know it seems like I'm tricking you into another single leg stance here, but maybe a little bit. Tighten it up, press forward. I do want you to be a bit more stable because we're trying to elongate the tissue. Whenever you're in a deep range of motion or a high load, you don't really want to throw in a lot of that stability challenge because you're pushing either length or strength. Good. Good alignment from the front. You can't really see her, but those thighs are staying nice and straight. One of the other final compensations is that the thigh will come out to the side, showing us that she may have really tight lateral thigh muscles. Go ahead and rest. It's really actually not easy to do a full hamstring curl and to get your foot up there like that. You may cramp, so you got to be careful there. If you're cramping, reset, shake it loose, and maybe get yourself in a position where you can get into that a little bit safer. It's not easy. Final exercise for today is going to be a core strengthening exercise, and we're going to grab a band, and we call this the anti-rotation, press and hold. So she's going to be working on the center of her body, targeting a little bit of what we call obliques, the side belly muscles. Let's begin. She's pressing it out and holding. She's not doing anything but bracing and breathing in this exercise for 30 seconds. She's really trying to focus the exercise here in her torso, but in reality, she's getting a lot of shoulder activation. Her shoulders need to create a nice perfect triangle out to her hands with the sternum flat. We can't round when we reach. So you're in great shoulder posture, and she's got a good strong back hip stabilizing against that force pulling her this way. Go ahead and rest. We'll turn it around. Do the same thing on the other side. Anti-rotation. Press and hold. Remember, brace and breathe. Really important when all these torso core muscles and your chest and everything, these are all breathing muscles also. So when they get challenged, especially in a non-moving manner, which they're really uncomfortable in, so you may feel a shake and tremble, you gotta breathe. Also, suck and tuck nice and tight. Almost there. And you can rest. Nicely done.